What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. You have just entered the war zone. Now, let's cook. Trump just slashed $11 billion in funding abruptly at a moment's notice from the HH from the health department here in America. Okay? He slashed it from HHS. Okay? He is now the Trump administration, along with Kennedy, who oversees the HHS, are now involved in a restructuring program of the HHS, and they are now branding it the AHA, which is the Administration for Healthy, uh, the Administration for a Healthy America. Okay, so these funds that are being slashed basically came from the pandemic era funding. Okay, this funding will be taken away from uh, mental health facilities and addiction facilities and people who are recovering addicts and getting them into housing and what have you. This will um, injure a lot of states all across America, right? However, a lot of the blue states are complaining that it's going to uh, stymie their project and their progress regarding all of the progress of getting people off of the streets and getting people off of using drugs, right? So the Trump administration argues that these funds in $11 billion stem from the pandemic funds, okay? They stem from the era of the pandemic, okay? So they're saying that the pandemic is over. COVID era is over. They're saying that happened years ago, and we have moved on from the pandemic era. And they're saying they want to reallocate those funds to various other programs like chronic diseases they want to focus on. Okay, so what's your thoughts on that? And smack that like button on the way in. Salute America. Smacking that like button on this Warzone channel is actually saluting America. We want to hit the American algorithm. Okay, so oh, what's up, dude? What's happening, Rex Quan? I see you, dog. I see you. We got Ismuth Phoenix in the house. Big dog. What's your social security number? You know what I'm saying? You know, so Trump, think about this. I don't remember the last time, then you have the governments in the states like Kathy Hochul pushing back saying it's going to hurt uh, her suburbia area where, there are many people who are, suffering from addiction and, looking to, get some help and assistance to get off of that type of addiction, right? And she's saying that it's going to hurt her her suburban areas, and she's saying that it's going to be a $300 million cut to her suburban area. And this is Governor Hochul of the state of New York. Okay, now it's going to hurt a lot of blue states. This abruptly just happened. It's breaking news, and the thing is, when have our government allocated $11 billion to the black community when the black community was going through the generated crack epidemic. And they were going through, and before that, they were going through the uh, heroin epidemic. Where was the government when the blacks were going through it? The blacks again had to pull themselves up by their bootstraps without any governmental assistance. Okay, we had it real bad at one point. Okay, the government. Well, I'm not going to say the government, but some people that worked with the government allegedly, helped our people get on hooked on this type of uh, drug, which is heroin and things like that, right? And we have never received any help from any government programs regarding that. And if it was any form of some help, a lot of these people were extracting money into their personal accounts, i.e., Minnesota Ilhan Omar and her band of elaborate robbers and elaborate pocket thieves and pirates that have came over here. We have in New York City and in a lot of the big cities where you can't even walk outside and get your just knowing that your package is still going to be sitting on the porch. One guy in New York City, and this is not online, this is people that we actually connected to. One guy was saying that he was sitting on his computer looking at the ring because he had a ring camera. He was waiting for the package to come. The package arrived. He said before he can get off his chair to get out, he was struggling to get out of his chair. He said a group ran up and snatched his package. All right. This is what we're dealing with. We have never really had to deal with that on a large scale like this. We're talking about coordinated hits. People are ganging up, getting into vans, and these are a group of Hispanics or a group of Arabs, right? They are doing and staging these type of hits, right? A lot of the Arabs are a lot of these the Muslims, a lot of these Africans, right? These pirates, and I'm not saying that to be derogatory. They are literally pirates. They will call themselves a pirate, all right? A lot of that piracy is over there in Africa where they will raid your ships, right? They'll raid Amazon ships before Amazon can even get over here. That's probably why we'll be waiting for certain shipments and be like, damn, it's supposed to be here today. Damn. 2 days go by, you like, hold up, why it's still not here? Why my package still not here? Yeah, that's because them pirates from Africa, wanted to storm our ships. You know, we're over here working hard, paying taxes, paying our politicians to direct certain funding to build infrastructure. When we have our roads that need fixing, we go to the city council. We will, administer our grievances to the city council, letting them know how we feel about a certain road that's, really busted up, and we want it to be corrected. We pay taxes, and that's what gets done over here in America, and it does get done. It may not get done to the scale or to the speed that we would like, but for the most part, it gets done over here in America, and that's what a lot of these people outside of America is just not used to. All right, they want to swamp your ship. I just seen yesterday in a clip from an African female, and she was on. It was on the African Diaspora channel. I was looking at Philip Scott, and Philip Scott played this clip that left me in straight awe. An African straight up lady, straight up telling you, when we come to America, we're coming to America to take. When we come into any country, we're coming to take. She said that they're where they live in Africa is so desolate. She said they don't care. She's basically in a understanding and comfortable with understanding that they don't care. They don't have any morals. They will do what they have to do to come up. All right, they will. I mean, into the in when we say that in an American way, we're not gonna, chop heads off and chop feet off and skin people alive, to do, to get what we need done. We don't look at it in that type of sense, So this is what we are dealing with. It's a nasty or wave of Muslims who have came here and they are attempting to bring in their bottom feeders. They are attempting to bring in their laws to further push back America. America has been basically taken over and off of what she sort of was supposed to do since President Kennedy. To be totally honest, we have not took our country back until right now. And thanks to Doge, we are now uncovering a lot of fraud that has been going on. You telling me $11 billion is going to these all of these states, right? All of these really these Democrats, and then again, Trump, the black community, is basically, some of them feel like, oh, Trump is doing this and taking this from you. But no, actually, the black community never worried about funding for, addiction or mental health. They have some mental health in the black community. We tell them we sending them to church, right? We gonna send them to the church, and the minister gonna lay hands on them. We're gonna do it to that degree, right? We're going to, attempt to help our people opposed to screaming at the government to issue large amounts of funding, taxpayer dollars, to help our people, right? So, as far as, the 11 billion, I'm in complete shock about that. I'm in awe, right? I am in awe, right? But that really hurts the white suburban communities opposed to hurting the blacks, because again, the blacks don't really rely on. It's not they don't. A large amount of them rely on addiction centers and things like that. That's more relegated to, suburban community, and in the ghettos also. It's a lot of white people that are going to those type of facilities. Okay, so and Trump just gave HBCUs $500,000. Okay, half $500 million. Excuse me, $500 million. Trump just gave HBCUs $500 million, or 400 plus $1 million. Okay, all right. So shout out to Trump for that, because I know that's not going to get heavy media spins, in the legacy media. So shout out to Trump for that, because he's not, getting his recognition for, being an all-American president, and not just, helping out just his base or just helping out MAGA. He's not just helping out, MAGA. He's also helping out, Black America also. He's also helping out, Black MAGA, Black America. He is. Whether you want to see that or not, you might not see it because you are not really digging like that. And again, you're not going to really see it on the algorithms too much, as far as, what Trump is doing to help other communities, as he, is supposed to do as the commander in chief. And he is doing what he is supposed to do. And he is bodyguarding Americans, which I love. He is bodyguarding the interests of Americans, which I am loving. Okay, he wants to turn, in which he's in the process of doing now, turning the IRS into the external revenue services. Okay, he wants to tax all countries that look to do businesses on some level with America. Okay, I think that's a good deal. I think that's a good deal. I think that's a common sense deal. Why constantly enslave Americans? Because that's what that system basically is. Trump is basically pulling up the curtain of eyes, showing the American public, hold on, think about it, America. He's like, why is it that I am taxing you when I could tax all of these countries and nations that want to do business and take up space, away from you Americans? Why not I tax them, and why not off of the funding that we do bring in? You are the CEOs of America, right? So why not I give you bonuses, right? Why not I give you bonuses? He wants to give us bonuses through the external revenue services work and and excess, right? And excess that that he's supposed to, an excess that's coming from the external revenue service generation. The generate the what the what the external revenue services is actually generating. Okay, and this is what we want. Okay, this is what we want. We want to take out the people who are not supposed to be in our country, because we have a lot of money and funding that will be coming to the average American. Not no more with the president makes moves and your average citizen in America don't feel it. No, we are now going to feel it in a beneficial way. Also, why are we paying taxes on tips? Why? Why? I know a lot. I have also worked in the restaurant industry before. I understand how waitresses, literally make livings off of tips. They are waking up and they are like, I hope I get this amount in tips. I hope I get that amount in tips. They are living off of that. A lot of them, because they basically get little to nothing when it comes to per hour. You know what I'm saying? So they are really highly focused on those tips. The restaurant industry, that is big. And a lot of times you have these restaurants where they will pool tips. So if you leave a tip, for a certain, waitress, or even for a waiter, right? Or even if you go into the Starbucks, like Starbucks, if you leave a tip for a certain person, it won't go to that certain person at the end of the week. It will come out into their checks. It will, because they all pool the, they all divide up the tips, right? So this and that also comes in handy. If you don't know, if you've never been in that industry, you don't know that very much comes in. This is near and dear to a lot of Americans, big time. Your food industry, your food industry runs the United States. Everybody goes out to go eat in the United States. This is the best food on the planet. Food from America. We got everybody here. We got the top sous chefs. We got everything here. Okay? So that's big. Donald Trump wants to end that. Why do we have Democrats attempting to trick my beautiful Americans, white and black, right? Attempting to trick you into thinking that that is wrong. See, you're gonna have to allow your emotion to stop clouding your intelligence. Seriously, seriously. Now, I'm not saying that everything that Donald Trump is doing is 100%. I'm not saying that he's a god and I know I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is enough already. If you recognize what an administration is doing, why are we not recognizing that? Why are we not recognizing the Democrats who have control of legacy media right now, right? Why are we not recognizing that they are not bolstering this Tim Walz scandal with his pirates? Okay, why are they not putting that out there? These people, it's went up. We thought that it was $1 billion. We like, oh man, okay, $1 billion, man. Damn, 1 billion. Like, come on, Tim. Like, how you let that? All right, maybe he let that slip. Maybe he didn't notice that. But $8 billion, Tim, they on you, dog. They on you. These people are seriously, potentially about to serve some jail time. Okay, these people are potentially about to serve some jail time. Seriously. Okay, I believe Tim Walz. I believe Ilhan, Omar. Listen, all of the people that have been taken down in the that now it's up to about 110, 115. Remember, it was 78 before there, people. Now it's up to about 110, 115 people. Okay, and they say they have more to go get. Okay, so 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 the people that donated to Ilhan are all in this band of pirates that have been picked up in Minnesota. They have donated a certain amount to Ilhan, okay? Totally linked to Ilhan. On top of that, breaking news, her Ilhan's right-hand man, right? Ilhan's campaign financier, Ilhan's the person that staged the event for Ilhan's celebratory congressional win, right? This guy has just been taken down 2 days ago for a $11 million plot. Okay, okay, an $11 million plot, an $11 million fraud scheme. Okay, this is what we are dealing with, and people. These are only the people that have been caught. This is how a lot of Black America have been held down a lot. Now we're just sitting back, letting white America see what they have been doing to both of us. They have been playing these games, running these scams on both of us. But they would give white America just a little bit more, not much, just a little bit more to make them feel like, everything is okay, and you don't want white America to go in revolt, because white America right now is going in revolt. They are like, government, no. They are like, we are not with that. That's why it's a mandate for Donald Trump to be in office right now. It's a mandate. Everybody is asking, oh, he can't do that. Trump can't do that. Trump can't do that. Why is he doing that? Dog, it's a mandate. It's not just Trump. It's not just Trump. We are calling for that. Whites and blacks. Okay? Whites and blacks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. iMac in 9513. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the love and the support for the channel. I really wish you all would be also kind and give me an American like, and smack that like button and get this out to the USA algorithms, because we are USA. And I don't think that we should stand down in our speech. I don't think that we should stand down in our speech, even in the comment section. And please do not allow non-Americans to be flooding you with propaganda, attempting to beat up your comments. This is what I ask, because when I come back to the comment section, I don't like to see non-Americans beating up the comment section. We are talking to our Americans right here. This is serious messaging to our Americans to be fully aware. We're finding out in New York City right now, real time, they're blowing smoke while you are walking by. Okay? You have to watch out for a lot of these Hispanics. All right? A lot of these Arabs. Okay? You really do, because they are attempting to knock you out. And it's not they attempting, they're doing it. These are real reports coming in right from the ground, right from New York City. Okay? They are knocking you out, and they are robbing you. And in other instances, they are taking you, if it makes sense. They are taking you and you're being trafficked. Okay? This is what we have to do. We are being invaded. It's been going on. This trafficking has been going on, but it has ramped up mightily. Okay? It has ramped up, obviously, because we have let in this Muslim regime who has a game of doing this type of thing, robbing people, of taking people from their homeland, shipping them all away, hundreds of thousands of miles away. Okay, skinning people alive, videotaping it. I'm not saying that. This stuff is all documented. All of this is documented. Okay, all of this is documented. Okay, I can't say that for the Christians here in America. I can't say that. Okay, I can't say that. My Christians here in America have grew up. They have grown a lot. I'm not saying that we're all perfect, but we have grown. Christianity has grown a lot, much growth in Christianity here in America. They're not fighting each other. They're not fighting other religions, but the buck stops here with a certain religion that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay, we don't have time for that here in America. We don't have no other type of gripe with any other religion. Think about it, in the world other than Islam. All right, why is that? Why is that? We don't have no type of real gripe with any other religion in the world other than Islam. Please try to help me understand that. Why is that? Why is that? Why is Islam always constantly, attempting to violate America constantly? Why is that? Or we talking about all over the world? They're constantly coming in trying to invade us and infect us like they do other countries. Why are you not behaving righteously over there in the UK? Please, somebody help me understand, why are the Muslims not behaving righteously in the UK? You can't help me understand that? Do me a favor, smack that like button. It's over 100 of my dear great Americans, hopefully, the great Americans. Smack that like button. Let's get this up to the USA algorithm. Smack that like button. Smack that like button. Let's go. We're not playing around. We cooking. We cooking. We American barbecue cooking. We got to put them on this big American barbecue grill and cook them. Okay? We are being invaded. You know how we do, Americans. Americans love a winner. We don't stand for losers. We don't stand for losing. We don't. We are American. We don't. We hate. Will hate to hear if our dream team lost. We would hate to hear if our baseball team lost to Canada, if our baseball team lost to another nation. We don't even, we won't even know nothing about baseball. Some people, in America, but they don't care. It's about winning. We are winners. We don't care. And damn, we don't want our military. We don't want the military to go over there. We don't want them to go over there. But damn it, in the back of their mind, they're like, well, if they're over there, they better kick tail, okay? Because that's what we do here in America. We are winners. That's why we're constantly winning. We can't stop winning, and we won't stop winning. And that's on the only reason we are winning like that is because we serve God over here in America. We serve God over here in America. Okay, we serve the one true, living, breathing, lovely, beautiful God. Okay, and we express that through the love. We show love. We let people into our nation. We help bring you up. Like Ilhan. Ilhan came from an immense failed state. Okay, and you have her Somalian prime minister claiming that the black community over here in America is a culture of baby mamas. Okay, and the thing is, he also claims that they need to come over and take they need to take all congressional seats that they can. But he said especially from the black community in America. That's what that's what Ilhan's prime minister said. While Ilhan was sitting at the dinner table with the guy. Okay? With the guy. Okay? This is what we are dealing with. Okay? This is what we are dealing with. But God unveiled it. You Muslims came into act as if you are Muslim, and then you try to battle our God, our Christ, our Jesus here in America, and you're getting spanked right now. You're all over all social media right now. All of you Muslims, and that's the thing. All of you are Muslim. All of you Africans that are being exposed right now out there in Minnesota, every last one of you are Muslim. Every last one of you serve Islam. Every last one of you. Every last one of you. Okay? We cannot allow that. You may have certain comparisons to skin color, but my brothers and sisters, you are not us, and we are not you. It's clear. You have a whole continent, and you have what little black America has vastly outpaced you in innovation and technologies and sciences. This is what the American black brand has done. Okay? Yes, we have done that. We are the reason why there's no chaos in the streets when you are driving, because we have created a light that allows you to stop and go in perfect order. Okay? Yes, that's what we have done. I'm just giving you one, but you have a whole continent over there in Africa. You were not even suppressed like the black man over here in America. You were not suppressed as we were. You were not suppressed like we were. You were not even almost close suppressed to the magnitude of black Americans, Africans, and you have damn near built nothing. I've checked on you Somalians. You Somalians damn near built nothing. You Somalians damn near have like one page of what you have built, and you are building machines for crops and building and building apps on social media that connects the croppers with the people wanting to come to buy the crop. Okay, listen, blacks created the internet. I mean, whether you like that or not, it's an American brand. It's an American thing. It's an American thing. We created the internet. Donald Trump said that. He told you that. Don't I mean Donald? I ain't saying that. Your boy Donald Trump said that. You know what I'm saying? We created the internet. We created the chip for all of that. But I don't want to hit you with no black history. You know what I'm saying? I just want to hit. I had to hit these Somalis. I had to hit these Africans. I had to hit these Jamaicans. I had to hit these Puerto Ricans. I had to hit these Dominicans. With a little bit of the black history just for a second, and I'm off that. We off that like Jay-Z. We moving right along. All right, we moving right along. But I don't understand. I don't understand how we are allowing these Islamic T people to come in here and really truly attempt to really aggressively take us over and overthrow our politics and our way of living. Everywhere you look, when you go outside, you cannot tell me you do not see a Muslim right now. But this is the thing, dear people. In their rhetoric, in their propaganda, they actually want that. They are marveling. As I speak about this, when I am on TikTok and I have a few viral videos on TikTok that's going viral right now, and it's a lot of these Muslims, they're getting on there. They're saying America is going to be Muslim. You're going to have to, you're just going to have to deal with it. America is Muslim. Stop being mad. Muslims are everywhere. They like that. It's not like America. We don't go to other people's countries and be like, you know what? I think I want to bring my whole family over here. We don't do that. We go to other countries and we might want to visit. We might want to, we want to buy a few trinkets. You know what I'm saying? We want to come back home. That's what Americans do. White and black. See, that's a culture. That's one culture. Even though we have white and black people or white and black culture, but we also, it's that white and black culture. It's literally one culture. It's an American culture. Okay? Because whites do what they do. Blacks do what they do when they in America. But we all pretty much do. It's an American type of vibe and an American type of tradition and what we all go about. We all celebrate Christmas. Some people don't believe in it or not, but for the most part, for the majority, we celebrate Christmas. We all believe in God over here, right? We all know about Saved by the Bell, right? What I'm saying, we all know about Tetris over here, right? Come on now. Smack that like button. Smack that like button. Smack that like button. This is how we are over here in America. We all know about the American cheeseburger. We all know about, the American milkshake, right? This is what, our kids, what I'm saying? We know about Toys R Us. You know what I'm saying? This is an American thing. You know what I'm saying? This is an American thing. We know about Radio Shack. Radio Shack not here no more, but the Americans know about Radio Shack. You know what I'm saying? It's an American thing, and we are not allowing people to come in and attempt to ruin our way of life over here. We have a godly way of life over here. I see you people attempting to get barbaric in the comment section. Let me see, man. Let me see, man. You know what I mean? Let me just dive in, real quick. Bro talking that talk. Let's go. That's Fletcher. I love that. I love that. You are intelligent. I can tell. I can tell. I can tell. Fletcher, I can tell. Know what I'm saying? And then you got it's that's right. American culture. We need to stand together. That's right. We it ain't no we must. This is a must. We must stand together. We are Americans. No matter what. We put aside our differences and we go kick tail. We learned how to do that. You saw us doing that in World War II. You know what I'm saying? World War II, man. And blacks, how many countries, and territories blacks took, man, they were kicking tail. Ask General Patton. We took the most countries and territories over there with Patton. Over there. 36,336. I read General Patton's book. I admire General Patton. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? General Patton didn't even like blacks. You know what I'm saying? But when he had to take the command of that particular Third Army, when he was sent there by the Supreme General to take over that army, and he worked with the blacks, he seen their fight, he seen their zeal. Patton tells you that in his book. You know what I'm saying? So but the whites, wouldn't sometimes, a lot of times, the blacks were not accepted, you know what I'm saying, to go to certain barracks. White officers and black officers were segregated. They couldn't go in each other's quarters, things like that. But did that stop the Americans from kicking tail? Did that stop the white and black Americans from kicking tail together? They would fight and bicker, you know what I'm saying, in the barracks. They would have fights and things like that. But guess what? When it was literally wartime, you would think that they were the closest thing on earth. When them bid-doms was dropping, and them bullets was flying, you would think that white and that black man were literally brothers. The way they would huddle together, the way they would be in those trenches, back to back with one another. This is how we build in America. This is how we do in America. We are American. We don't stand for losers. We laugh at losers. We don't stand for it. We don't stand for it. This is what has built America, our American spirit. It's the American spirit. This is what has built America. Smack that like button. Smack that like button. You know what I'm saying? The Black American, you said, right, foundational Black American. You know what I'm saying? Who said that? That was J Mayo, 45. Let's go. Salute to you, dog. Salute to all of my white and black Americans on this live stream. And may God bless you, and may God protect you constantly. And may God bless you with cash. Bless you with unexpected cash this week. May God bless you with some unexpected cash this week. Okay? Because you're a believer, God is going to bless you. Because you believe in it. And I'm telling you, he's going to give you some unexpected cash this week, because God is going to do it. Because he's going to reveal to him more, that he's more than what you think he is. We ain't just come here. Nobody can. The smartest person on the planet can't tell me where I was at before I came to this planet. And they still can't really even tell me too much where I would go after the planet. You know what I'm saying? So just know that God is in control. God is in control, exposing Ilhan, Omar, and see, that's very important, because she will be the poster child for all of these immigrants here in America. She will be the poster child. She will be deported. They're going to we said $8 billion. $8 billion is unaccounted for just from Minnesota alone, dear people. Just from Minnesota alone, the welfare state. Just from Minnesota alone. And you people you want to talk about baby mamas, equating that with welfare. You done built the whole welfare damn state. How did you Africans manage to come over here? You didn't. It's not like you Somali Africans. You Somalis are a million deep. You came over here thousands deep, and managed to create the largest fraud scheme in the history of damn America. How in the world? And it was the largest fraud scheme in the history of America when it was at 1 billion. It was the largest fraud scheme in the history of America, and it was at when it was at 1 billion. We are at 8 billion right now. They are saying they're saying that it's going to be higher than 8 billion. This is what we are talking about, and this is what we are dealing with. Smack that like button, man. Smack that like button. Don't be just sitting there. Just smack the like button. That's all. That's all. Uh, too bad. Too bad. Not all black peoples see the world like this man. Too bad. He's a Democrat, y'all. See, he's a Democrat, y'all. It says dead Pete. What he says? Dead, dead. Be the Democrat. Oh, don't be dem. What he said? Oh, don't be. If I'm reading that right. Oh, too bad. My bad. He's not a Democrat. See, I love that. I just took my time. Be patient. Read that. He said, "This is his name is Don't Be a Democrat." So shout out and salute to Don't Be a Democrat, and if y'all could tag Don't Be a Democrat and like his post or like his comment. He said, "Too bad not all black people see the world like this man." And I truly, truly appreciate that, man. I truly, truly appreciate that. I want peace in America. I really want peace between whites and blacks. I really do. I mean, we have too many enemies outside of America to be like really going viciously at one another, in this day and time. I think the times when we, were going at one another, really, really hard. I think those days are behind us. Like really, I think, we've gotten past that. We've grown, you know, at some points people didn't want to even be in the same. Come on, bro. We have too many. We are learning now, and the internet is allowing white and black America to understand. Like, hold up, nobody in the whole world likes Americans, bro. The internet is really allowing us to understand this. Like, hold up. All right. I may not like this black person right here. Hold up. And then the black person like, hold up. I may not like this white person right here, but hold up. Who you, dog? Talking about America, dog? Who you? White people like, excuse me. What happened? What? Yo, bro. America online right now is standing up, white and black. Look at it. Just look at the contrast right now between white and black I'm talking about white and black Americans right now. Damn it, they are all on code, right? They're not bootlicking. They're not pulling each other and come here white person or come here black person. No, they're all on code, talk on their own damn podcast and talking about damn it like almost the same thing. Talking, without nobody independent media is talking all on code, bro. Nobody is giving independent media any talking points. How is it that the white conservatives, I mean, all of them, bro, white conservatives, you have the blacks, right? You have the blacks, the black conservatives, you have the blacks that's, not conservative, not liberal, don't, they're, the blacks that's just, not even a part of the political process, but they don't like what is going on and how these Democrats have attempted to coup our country. All right. But it's not they attempted to coup it. They already had it. I said this country has been taken over since John F. Kennedy, bruh. And Trump was the only outsider. I'm hearing that a lot of them are related, right? A lot of those people are related. Think about it. Bush has had control of the government since Kennedy. All right. Bush was in the CIA when Kennedy was taken out. All right. These people we talking about from Bush to, Carter to Clintons. And I mean, I'm just saying on and on, right? It's like these people would have had full control of the government until it came to Donald Trump. Because until it came to Donald Trump. That's what it seemed like. Hey, I'm just looking at it. You see what the heck I saw? You see what I saw? Do your research, man. Do your research. You have to really understand what's going on. You really got to go back and do your research. Start from the Kennedy files. You really got to do your research, bro, to really understand. You wouldn't stand with these Democrats if you really understood and knew. And you wouldn't stand with the old Republicans. You wouldn't stand with the old guard. You would stand with like the MAGA movement, right? You know what I'm saying? You would stand with the because MAGA, which is what Trump created, came in and took over the Republican Party. All right, MAGA is still fighting the GOP. They're still fighting right now, but you don't hear it, you don't see it because they are forced to unify or die. Politically, they're forced to unify or die politically, right? You see what's going on. You see what's going on. You don't see the head of the House for the Republican Party. You don't see Johnson defending Trump vehemently. When have you seen the head of the Republican committee, the head of the House for the Republican Party? When have you seen him defending Trump in a glorious manner? When have you witnessed that? Nah, he better not say nothing wrong about Trump. You know what I'm saying? See, that's when you understand power, when you understand what's going on. These people have to bow down. Trump took back the country, dear people. These people work. These people conspire against you, Americans. And when I say these people, we're referring to the old GOP, Republicans, and Democrats. They conspire together. How about that? You can't get this damn thing done, with bringing in all of these illegals. You can't get that type. You can't get all of the money that Doge uncovered. You can't get that done without That's a psyop. That is Democrats and Republicans working together to fill their cabinets, to fill their bank accounts. That's what that is. That's what that is. Until Donald Trump. Y'all not understanding. You're not understanding. Until Donald Trump. That's what's going on right now. That's why they had to attempt to take out Donald Trump, bro. They had to. He was going for the jugular. They knew that. And now they attempted to take him out. They failed, and now he got him. But we have to understand, and I'm talking to my blacks on this one. If they're, I'm talking, and come on, y'all, do me a favor, smack that like button, bro. Just tap it like right there, pop. I'm talking about blacks real quick, right here. We have to allow President Donald Trump to do his thing, and not just that. Somehow we need to start contributing because this is for our way of living. We have stood silent for a long time. We see it very chaotic, and we are continuing to stay silent. However, we want to be very strategic. If you see these Muslims gathered up in these mosques, we need to start contacting ICE. This is a purge. This is an Islamic purge called the Islamification. They putting names on it and everything. We can't allow this as Americans. They are playing on your unwillingness to fully engage politically. They are playing on that. They are playing that you're just going to be worrying about movies and milkshakes and cheeseburgers and going out to party all day. That's what they are relying on. That's what they are relying on. We need you to get out there and start voting. You have to start voting. You have to vote in your midterm. I'm stressing this. This is what I need to stress. Your midterm election is more damn powerful than the presidential election. Okay? Because that actually definitely affects you. There's so much money that's supposed to be allocated to you from your local government, but you don't get that because you don't know about it. And they steal from that money. This is what's going on. All that's being done in Minnesota right now, you're just learning about that. But damn, dear brothers and sisters, this is what these local governments do. 10 Walls, they just got caught. But this is what these local governments do. You got to, not every last one of them, but I can say the blue states. And I can say the blue because I seen it with my political field office. I seen it myself with my own eyes how they are getting down. The Democrats. And you think, damn, you think it's the Republicans. And then you get into this, you'll get into the political field and be like, yo, it's really the Democrats. Why would I be I'm supposed to be black, right? And I am black. Born and raised, and not just born and raised, my this is where I'm from. I'm this is my land. I'm indigenous to this land. But putting that to the side, why why would I go against the Democrats? Right? Think about that. I'm telling you, I've been in the political field very, very hard, and I'm still attached to my political local politics right now. And I have ties to the state level in politics right now. Me personally, I'm totally tapped in politically. I have real tangible ties to real important people and to real important politicians. And I'm telling you this. Why would I go after Democrats? Why would I oppose the Democrats? I'm supposed to be the black, and Obama said Biden said, we're not black if we're not voting Democrat, right? You know, but I'm telling you, I got in the political field. It's the Democrats that is playing on your unwillingness to be attentive to politics. And they are stealing from you, and they are blaming these white people, shaming these white people, going after these damn white people. And I can't, that I don't like. Now, if white people did something, harsh to us, on that level, yeah, I ain't with that if they did something wrong for real. Like, but what I witnessed sheer bullying, and these white people that were in my local government, which were the Republicans, they were not doing, they were really trying to help the community, bro. Like I'm like, these Democrats, they went in, because I did not take that blue pill, they turned on me. And I turned on them, just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump was a Democrat. I can see that. I was like Trump. I wasn't into politics, and then I was connected to politics a little some, and then I'm like, they did what? Yo, you know what? Then they flexed on me that hard. I'm like, yo, you know what, man? I'm in this. I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna understand this. You're not gonna be able to speak politics, and I am not gonna not know what's going on. That ain't happening. That I said the buck stops here with me with that. I'm gonna understand politics. Nah, damn it. No. They doing that to Donald Trump. You can see the tactics. They all have similar damn tactics. It's so that it's literally a playbook. When you hear them say, the Democratic playbook, that's not a game. That's real. It's literally a playbook on how to, get people. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Smack that like button, man. Slack that. Nah, man. And shout out to Israel. I don't want to see no Palestinian flags here, bro. It's crazy how y'all come over here and hold our colleges hostage, right? Making them attempt to go for Palestine when you don't go for America at all. You scream death to America every chance you get. Every time 9/11 come up, you people are having damn jamborees, right? 9/11 ceremony come up, we're mourning, and you are over there touring. We're mourning and you touring. You having a good old time. You jumping, you having bar to bar. Or, if you drink. But you Muslims, y'all not supposed to be drinking, but you sell liquor. You're not supposed to be eating pork, but you want to sell pork. You're not supposed to be selling cigarettes to your people, but you come over here selling cigarettes to my people. You selling all of those Lucy's. One of these days, they're gonna crack down on your Lucy selling schemes too. I know that's kind of hurting a little bit of my blacks on that note right there, because that, that's, I know that's very, 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 beneficial to the blacks, as far as the Lucy's and all that. But all I'm saying is, you people are selling that to my people illegally, but then you supposed to be some righteous people. You're defrauding the government right in front of us constantly, constantly. You know what I'm saying? You have ways. Yo, let me tell you another thing that they're doing in New York. You can buy weed from the store, from the corner store, with your EBT card. Did you know that? I'm gonna say that again. You can go in the corner store in I don't know about anywhere else, but I can tell you about in New York City. You can go to the corner. Hey, bro, this is not one store. This is not like, you know, 3 stores. Damn it, these are, I don't know the number, but it's a lot. You go to the store, but you gotta be in, meaning somebody gotta walk you in, sort of. You gotta, be known, maybe shop there at one time. So, they gotta fill you out. Bruh, you go to the damn, I'm telling you how this works. You go to the corner store, and dog, I'm talking about a corner store that does not sell any type of herbal products, or any type of weed or anything like that, right? Just a regular average corner store. You go in. These people, like, they're like, what you want? We got eighths, we got halves, we got ounces. What you want? We got this kind, we got that kind. They show you the kinds, bro. I'm telling you, this is what's going on. And how do you purchase it? With your EBT card. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. That's what's going on. These people done figured out all type of high level schemes that blacks are just not doing, nor are they into. Blacks, and what I love is, you know, white people are really starting to really see, like, hold up, man. These blacks ain't, I've been listening to a lot of that propaganda. These blacks are lazy. No, we just said we're not working for cents on a dollar no more, bro. What are you crazy? We popped out of slavery. We're not working for that. Not that they lazy. How are they lazy when they damn built the country out there picking cotton? You know how small cotton is? They were picking it like that, putting it in their little pocket. Do 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 do. Come on, bro. Niggas, dogs. It's in us to work. It's in us. We'll get out there and work, but damn it, we ain't no. Then he wanted to import the Indian Express over here. You got all of these Indians now over here, thanks to Kamala. Come on, bro. We are at war. We are literally at civil war. If you've never been in a civil war, which I haven't, but I have studied the civil war here in America immensely, because I'm very, very intrigued by civil war. But World War II is my favorite war. But the Civil War is my second best. And I don't just follow the actual just the fighting of the war. I'm very intrigued in knowing what happened, what led up to the war. How did all of it, like, what kicked it off? Like, what kicked off our American Civil War? Why if everything was running smooth at one point, right? You had the slaves you had the slaves north and south in America. They were conquered. You had your conquered people. You had only 210,000 Africans come over. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the 12 million, which is the 10 million that made it to the Caribbeans, they were over in the Caribbeans. But you had everything, right? My intrigue was what caused the breakup between the white people. Like, what caused that breakup? That's my intrigue. I wanted to know what happened. Like, what happened? And I'm feeling like it's leading up to civil war right now. Damn it, like, maybe World War. Shall I dare say it? Another world war, maybe. Trump is not playing, and he shouldn't be. Don't play with these countries, Trump. Keep your foot on the gas. Somebody get this to Trump. Keep your foot on the gas, Trump. Don't play with these countries. Don't play with them. Like Trump said, we have amassed trillions upon trillions of dollars already off of tariffs. Already. But will legacy media swing that around for you? No, they won't. You have to hear that from somebody like me and other good people that's on here championing and putting out the propaganda that need to be put out. You know, all right. So shout out to the independent media. Shout out to you people content creating. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Putting in that work. And shout out to the viewers, because you viewers really make everything happen, make everything go round. And then and you get out there and you start doing what you're doing as far as your content creating or content creating in these comments. Okay? Not allowing these non-Americans to overthrow us even in our own American comment section. That pisses me off to high heaven. I don't like it. I cannot stand it. How you're in America, I see you everywhere, and I'm seeing you. It's like you're like roaches, like just corrupt, just everywhere. Like I'm seeing you. And it's like I know I'm not a hateful guy, but when I'm seeing these people, I'm seeing her hijab. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. I'm not smiling with you people no more when I'm going to their stores. You know, I'm not smiling because it's their stores and all of that all around, right? You know, that we gave them. It's not like these people came up in here, you know what I'm saying, you know, caked up. No, it's money and funding that our government, all right? It's funding our people helped your people get up on. Okay? That's what that is. That's why you have all of these storefronts. Look in your section right now. I don't care where you are in America right now. And tap where you at. Put where you at. Put where you at. I want to know where you at. Where you at? Are you in New York? Are you where you at? Are you in DC? Are you in Alabama? Where are you? Where are you? Are you in Utah? Where are you? You know what I'm saying? Where you at? Throw it in the chat where you at so we and represent America, man. Represent America. Throw your state in the chat. Throw your city in the chat. Throw your zone in the chat. Throw your district in the chat. Don't play around with it. Let these foolies know that we are American and they got something really heavy coming their way. And it ain't just the president of the United States, baby. We make what's going on, that energy up there. Donald Trump is only up there because of this American spirit right here. Donald Trump is only deporting you people right now because of our American spirit right now. We're not playing. We have teamed up. Black America they don't really realize it. White America don't really realize it, but I'm one of the few that realize it. Donald Trump was calling for the war. Black America got fed up. They said, no, Donald Trump, forget the war, mass deportation. They started it up in Chicago, and they are still going on. You have Black MAGA over there just acting a fool up there, in the city council, getting after that blue so-called leader in Johnson, who is the mayor of Chicago, okay? Who is supposedly probably in fraud schemes up to his neck, just like Tim Walz. Okay, they probably going to be going to him certainly soon. But right now they on Tim Walz, and Tim Walz just eliminated his chances so sweetly to run for president in 2028. Oh man, let's get a clap for that. Smack that like button for that. Smack that like button for that. We got over 100 of y'all in here. Smack that like button for that real quick. You know, you see how God worked? We didn't have to even do nothing. We didn't even have to send the National Guard to go lock this dude up and all of that right now. We didn't have to go to war. We just sat back, prayed, and let God be God and let God work. And look how God taking them down, taking their own selves down right in front of our faces, bro. It's a glorious fall right in front of our faces, bro. It's so amazing. And it's amazing to me because I know that this is how these people work behind the scenes. I know when I say these people, this is how these Democrats work behind the scenes. I am on a binge and mission to let my American public know how these Democrats work behind the scenes. Now, I can't speak for all of the Democrats, right? But damn it, the ones that I have seen and the ones I'm in contact with and around and how they work this infrastructure, bro, they are doing nasty work. And then I'm seeing, when I say nasty work, I'm seeing the same plays that they're using in my local government around me. Why am I seeing the same plays being played on the state and national level? Somebody help me understand that. I'm like, hold on, they just did that. Oh no, hell no, bro. The way they did Trump, they did that to me the way they did Trump, bro. I'm not, bro. That's why I really can understand like a little, just not to that magnitude of Trump is going, but I really understand, bro, because they really do have a Democratic playbook, bro. They really do. If you are not a part of their regime, it's a gang, man. It is it's a gang, bro. It is a gang, bro. If you're not a part of it, they will demonize you. They will do everything they can to discredit you and make your own mama not want to, be your mom no more. This is how bad they would attempt to make you look. They will set you up. They will do all type of things to take you out off your stance and take you off your square. And that is not leadership. That is not a party of promise. That is a communist party, shaped up and masquerading like they are democratic. Okay, that's what that is. We don't, and that's why a lot of, the black community, they turned away from politics. Period. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I get it. When they say 90% black women voted for Carmela and 70% black men voted for, damn it, how you got to ask yourself this question: how many people actually voted for them? What was the actual percentage? You know what I'm saying? Because we were finding out, that people had 2, 3, 4 social security numbers. You have people living for 200 years and, people that's 200 years old and 300 years old, what I'm saying? Like a lot of the black community revolted away from the Democratic Party. They seen that. This is why they attempted to make America India again. They trying to make America India. This is what's going on. They got like a pecking order. I guess the Indians are supposed to be like at the top, and then maybe you got the Arabs, and then maybe you got the Hispanics, or no, maybe you got the Africans, and then maybe you got the Hispanics. And I'm going by the politicians that's actually representing them and who has more power. I think there's a pecking order that they have, that these Democrats have established, because they are the ones that brought them in here. And why? Somebody please tell me, why is Obama the president out of all of the presidents that we have ever had in the United States? Obama is the one that brought in the absolute most Muslims ever recorded since we were recording on paper, the most Muslims into the United States during 2016. Can somebody help me understand that? Why'd you do that, Obama? Why'd you do nothing for the black community, Obama? Nothing. Why'd you only help the LGBT community? Gave them 30 million off the rip. Gave them 114 million for behavioral services and making them feel, the ones that feel like they probably want to unalive themselves, and just all type of scamming, man. And we see what these people do with that type of money. Now you have the nerve, Minnesota, Tim Walsh. You know what Tim Walsh and them is doing right now? They're giving millions of dollars to people who are recovering from drugs, and they want to get them homes and things like that. I mean, you people have never done this for black people. You people literally want to do this for not even American citizens, but temporary protected status citizens. You know, you want to do this for non-Americans. You want to do, and the thing I don't like, right? The thing I don't like is that you constantly want to, you just constantly want to take from America, man. This is a constant thing. This is a constant thing that you know that that needs to stop, and we have to wake up on a local level. We got to wake up on the local level. They're doing this, robbing us blind. You don't know that you have funding that's sent from the federal government, literally for rent relief when you need rent relief. That's not you going. I'm not saying you going to the social service building. No, they have federal government sends funding to you, sends funding through various organizations to you, like through Red Cross. All right, they'll send funding to your mayor's office. Your mayor might send it to community development. Community development then might send it to one of their friends that have some form of a company or something. But it's only their people that they like would like share that information with. It's not like they're going to broadcast that information. And a lot of times that funding is somehow ending up in politicians and friends of the politicians' pockets. This is how this works. You see what this you mean to tell me Tim Walsh didn't receive a dollar of that $8 billion? You gonna tell me he didn't receive none of that? I don't think so. I don't think, or maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. But he for sure knew about it. He sure knew about it. And Ilhan, you not telling me she didn't benefit off of that fraud money. She probably didn't get it on paper, but damn it, you know what I'm saying? I know they was paying her in cash. You know what I'm saying? She was eating off of that. You ain't telling me Ilhan didn't eat off of $8 billion going a $8 billion pipeline from America to damn Somalia, and she not eating? How would Come on, bro. She eating, bro. You not sitting here and telling me that the governor not eating. Yo, they just dropped off a bag of, I don't know how much it was, but it was a bag of money, and it was like in rolls of money, and they left it at one of the jurors' homes for one of the 110 or 15 of these uh, defendants that have been picked up in that massive fraud in Minnesota. Right? They're just dropping cash or money off. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? They just got caught up like that. You know what I'm saying? You telling me, dudes drop off a bag of cash like that to the Governor Tim Walz? He taking that shit, man. He taking that shit. He taking that. He taking that. Nah, they been eating now. I don't believe that 1 second. I don't believe that one even half a second. Tim Walz did not eat off of that $8 billion pipeline going outside of America into Somalia. I don't believe that. He had to know about it, which means he was paid off. Obviously. Nah, it ain't no. He was scared of the Somalians, you know what I'm saying, like, voting him out or you know what I'm saying, or not voting for him. I don't believe that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. $8 billion? How the freaking world did y'all? You had to have you. It's out of your state. A governor is the governor is the president of its state. It's the Donald Trump of its state, the governor. How don't you know what the freak is going on, bro? Your intelligence in that state is that just incompetent. It's that they they're all over here messing with probably real black Americans over there in Minnesota, And here it is, you got these dark people over here, these Africans stealing $8 billion. That don't make no sense, bro. That don't make no sense, bro. That don't make no sense, bro. There's over 100 of y'all in here. It's about 120. Smack that. It's about 120. Smack that like button, good people. Smack that like button, good people. We not playing around. We not playing around over here. Why play? Why play? We not playing around over here. You know what I'm saying? Come on, there, people. We got to be more sharper and smarter about all of this and rethink what's going on. Rethink this. And when you rethink this, go back to Kennedy. Sir, you gotta go back to Kennedy. To really understand, man. So I'm really attempting to help you really understand what's going on. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about America. And all right, it's about America. All right? And if you see a force that's out there fighting for America, you can't that you don't understand. Donald Trump's fighting for America. You don't understand that. You don't understand that. But Trump ain't getting there by himself. America is so upset, so livid. Not non-Americans, Americans. They put Donald Trump back in there. They so livid. Like, no, I don't care if his opinions seem radical and all. We don't care no more. We want America back. Blacks, I'm sure blacks don't. I'm sure because I know my people. A lot of them. I'm not talking about the coons. But I'm sure my people don't care if Donald Trump don't like black people. We don't care if he like black people or not. We just want Donald Trump to make America America again. Get some official Americans. How about that? How about some official Americans and not all of this clutter? This is crazy. But what I am, chuckling about is white America is starting to understand. Like, hold on. I've been listening to all this propaganda about blacks is lazy and the blacks of America is this and they no good and they always do. Bruh, if you look at these damn third worlders that's in here right now, they're probably like, man, yo, bro. I love black people now. You people are making white Americans look like, you know what? I love black people, man. I can tell you this, when I see white people now, I be like, hey, what's going on? I really do. I really do. Yo, and this is all organic, bro. This is all organic, bro. Yo, y'all making blacks and whites more tighter, bro. Y'all doing it. I'm telling you, you're doing it. And that's not gonna be good for you, bro. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be good because you're not gonna win this war. You're not gonna win this war. This a war you are not gonna win. You're not. Don't be letting these non-Muslims invade even our American comment section and come in with their propaganda from their little huts over there in no man's land. Do me that favor. That's all I ask, America. America, it's over 130 of y'all in air, about 150. Smack that like button, America. Smack that like button. We're not playing around. We're not playing around. Why should we? They're not playing around with us. They're not coming in trying to help us. We don't get no type of relief, nothing. We don't get no type of help from any of these Muslims. We don't get no type of help from any of these Muslims. From any of them. And most of these people invading are Muslim. All right? It's a clear agenda. These Muslims are teamed up with these cartels. Okay, we have to work. We have to keep our eye on these cartels, on these Venezuelan gangs. This is not a game. These people are kidnapping people, kidnapping your mothers and your uncles. And come on, bro, we can't have that. We're not having that. We don't play like that over here in America. This is a first world country. This is a first world country. This is not a third world country. We will not allow that, nor will I stand for that in my heart. I will not stand for that. I will not stand for that. I know I'm not racist. I know I'm not. Damn it, I know I'm not. I know I have a connection with God, and God know I'm not racist. I know that I'm patriotic. I know that I'm fully patriotic. I am not with people coming into my land and invading and we're just sitting down and twiddling our thumbs like you people are doing in all of these other countries. Ask the UK. Ask the UK. We're learning from that. We're up, making our people fully aware of what these Democrats are doing. They just took your food stamps, tried to blame that on Trump because he's the president. Took your food stamps. That's the Democrats that did that. That's the Democrats. That's Chuck Schumer. That's Chuck Schumer. That's these people playing around. That's Obama. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Your savior, Obama. The man who ushered in you cannot the act for a man and woman throughout the act for a man and a man cannot get married. Threw that act out. Threw it out. Shriveled it. This man brought in, attempted to change gender. Talking about you can marry who we don't. What is that? What is that? And you went for it. I can't believe, America, you went for it. Didn't Obama? Isn't it? Who took out the damn? Yo, man. Man. These people are anti-American. They're anti-Christian. You know, they are, man. They're all about themselves. They're all about money. They're all about funding and prestige and power and profile.